Hi, so I'm so happy that I was invited to be part of this series through Modern Sanctuary. It's a wonderful opportunity for me to show up for all of you and for me as well, because we're living in very anxious times right now. It's very overwhelming for everybody. So I thought it would be a wonderful opportunity for all of us to come together and for me to give you some tips and tools on how to handle anxiety. Also, sidebar, please know that this is my first time doing this video, so all your love and support is much appreciated. The first thing I wanted to share is, because it's such an overwhelming time, I'm going to give you 7 different techniques, but the very first one I really want to start with is just a lovely breathing technique. It's from the background of yoga. It's in the yoga tradition. And breathing is a wonderful way to naturally relax our nervous system. It's a natural tranquilizer for our nervous system. So I want everyone to just join me so we can all be on the same page and practice this breathing technique. So first and foremost, everyone get comfortable. And I want you to, the breathing technique is called 4-7-8. So we're going to breathe in for 4 through our nose, hold for 7 seconds, and breathe out for 8 seconds. And again, it's a very good way to relax our nervous system, including my own right now. Okay, here we go. Everyone follow me. Just breathe in for 4. It's going to be 1 breath. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 7. And breathe out for 8. Wonderful. And before we even start that again, I want everyone to take a huge breath out and just relax. Now let's start again. And this time when we start, I want you to put your hands on your chest, your left hand's on your chest, on your heart, and your right hand on your stomach. And we're going to, again, breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 7. And breathe out for 8. Wonderful. One more time. Hold, breathe in for 4 through your nose. Hold for 7. Breathe out for 8. Great. How does that feel? So that's the first technique that we can really utilize anytime. I know I've used it often online for Starbucks when I'm feeling overwhelmed or anxious or annoyed. It really does help. It's also a wonderful pause before you respond to someone if you're frustrated with something. It's a wonderful way to just pause before you react. The second thing I'm going to focus on is the idea that we're feeling so out of control right now. Our environment is so overwhelming. None of us know what's going to happen next week, next year, next month. So one way to really stop and recalibrate is to focus on what we do have control over. And what we have control over is today, right now, how we spend our time and what we do. So every day, it's a wonderful idea, in order to gain mastery over your environment and feel a sense of control, to pick one thing that you can control in your day. One thing that's measurable, that's attainable, that you can really do. So you can commit to cooking that meal for your family, or reading a chapter in a book, or taking time to exercise, or cleaning out that closet you've been meaning to get to. Make sure it's a measurable goal that you can do within that time frame, within the day, within a day or so. If you wanted to take a class or finish a book, break it down into measurable chunks by reading a chapter a day. It's a really wonderful way to get a sense of control over your environment, to know that you control what you do within that day. Does that make sense? Wonderful. By the way, there'll be room for questions and stuff at the end. I did mute you all, so if you have any questions or concerns, I'm just admitting people as we go. So give me 1 minute. Great. So that's the second technique. The first one was the breathing, and the second one is just focusing on what you can gain control over. The third technique I like to call adult I Spy. I don't know if a lot of us have kids, a lot of you have kids, and you know the game I Spy, where you look out a window and you point to someone. I spy a man walking on the street. This is a wonderful technique to use for you when you're feeling overwhelmed, or even when you're feeling blue. I know I've used this when I've been feeling down. You just pause wherever you are and look around the room and focus on 3 things right in front of you right now that you can appreciate. So for me right now, I really appreciate my dog who's next to me, my friend Daniel who's helping me with all the technical stuff, and right now also speaking to you guys is really a wonderful opportunity for me. So it's a way to slow down and focus on what is working for you in the moment. The fact that we're healthy, the fact that I'm breathing, the fact that I have this voice to speak to you guys is all things I can pause and focus on right now in the moment to help you relax you. And that's also another wonderful technique when you're feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so that's another one. I feel like I'm talking very quickly, so I'm going to try and slow it down a little bit. The 4th one, and this is a great one, actually, this will help all of us, including myself, because this is a hypnotic technique. And what that does is also relax your nervous system and help you focus differently. And this is a really beautiful one when you're feeling blue, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling alone, when you're feeling not heard. This is a really wonderful technique. And what I want you to all do right now is focus on a point ahead of you in the room, not me, but a fixed point ahead of you. And we're all going to do this together. Just focus on a point, and I'd like you to focus on that point until your eyes feel heavy and they naturally close. And as your eyes are closing, just sink into the chair that you're in, or the bed, or the couch. Just let yourself relax into that chair. Feel your hands getting heavier, your body getting heavier as you sink into this chair. Now I'd like you to imagine or visualize someone you love, someone that sees you, someone that cares for you, someone that supports you. Picture this person coming in front of you right now. And listen to all the wonderful things they say about you. What would they say about you? How would they talk to you? How would they talk about you? Let yourself pause and really hear what they're saying. All those wonderful affirmations. Now I'd like you to visualize or imagine each one of those affirmations like a gold bar that you simply place inside your heart. Each beautiful thing said about you becomes its own bar of gold that you place inside of your heart. Filling up your heart with all this gold, all this light. Knowing that whenever you need, all those beautiful affirmations are in your heart now, they are a part of you. And take all the time in the world that you want, and in the next 3 seconds, just when you feel, open your eyes. Great. How does that feel, guys? How does that feel for all of you? Okay. So now we're just going to keep on going. So the next technique I want to get to, it's called an EFT technique. It's an emotional freedom technique. It's a technique used often with people going through post-traumatic stress disorder. It's also great for little traumas that we might have experienced in our body. Some of you may know this as tapping. So the point is that we tap on different meridian points in our body, and each one is related to a different part of our body, and it helps release any anxiety that we're holding in our body, and it relaxes our nervous system. Okay, so just follow along with me. I'm going to teach you the 9 tapping points. There's no need to remember all of them. I just want you to try and just focus on me, and I'll go through them with you. Okay? There is one other thing. This is wonderful to be used when you're feeling stressed. So here's the thing. When we're feeling very stressed and overwhelmed, our body, I'm sorry, I keep looking over because I have to admit people as we're doing this. I haven't figured out all the technical stuff yet. So here's the thing. Our body, when we're stressed out, is reacting as if we're in fight or flight. And when we're in fight or flight, it floods our nervous system, and it actually reduces our immunity. So what we want to do is learn how to relax that nervous system. All of these techniques work. This is one of my favorites. And what I'm going to do is show you the 9 tapping points, and we can all go along. So here's the first one. They call it the karate chop. It's both of your hands together like this. You can go either one at a time. I like doing both together. Feel free to do it with me. Cindy, I see you. Use your hands. Okay. Now the next one is we're going to go to the I'm taking off my glasses, which might be a good idea for you guys too. Okay, so we're going to do the first tap is here. The second one is the top of our head. Wonderful. The third one is the front of our eyebrows. And if you notice, some of these tapping points as we go through them are points that we naturally use when we're stressed. We naturally go here. The fourth one is here at the ends of our eyebrows. By our temples, that's another big point of tension for us. The next one is under our eye sockets. Under our nose. Our chin. The last one is, the next one is, if we put our hands in our collarbones and we go down an inch and then a little to the left, right there. And then the last one is reaching across your body and just on the bra line. Man, you can figure it out. Okay, those are the 9 tapping points. And what goes along with this is a beautiful grounding statement. And the statement goes like this. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I still wholly and completely love and accept myself. Another thing we can add to this when we're feeling overwhelmed, and I want you to add this to this because we're going to go through the exercise, and I want you to see how your anxiety is diminishing as we do this. So we add a number of how anxious we are right now. So on a scale of 0 to 10, if 0 is neutral and 10 is being chased by lions, pick a number right now that demonstrates your level of anxiety. Okay, so I'm going to pick a number 7. And it's also really good to pay attention to where in your body you feel stress. Usually we feel it in our chest, tightness in our chest, or in our stomach. Hi, Lisa. Tightness in our stomach, knots in our stomach, or sometimes we feel pressure in our head or in our throat. Those are generally the areas that I find people hold stress. So I'm going to say right now I feel a level 7 stress. You can write down your own number, and I'm feeling it in my chest. Okay, so the grounding statement will then look like this. Even though I'm feeling anxious and stressed at a level 7, tapping your hands like this as we do it. Even though I'm feeling anxious and stressed at a level 7, and I feel tightness in my chest, I still wholly and completely love and accept myself. Okay, and then we follow my lead. Tightness at a level 7, or put your own number in. Feeling anxious. Feeling stressed. Tightness in my chest. Tightness in my chest. Feeling stressed. Feeling anxious. Tightness in my chest. We go through all the 9 tapping points. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Open your eyes. Breathing out. And how do you feel? I'm just going to unmute you for a second, although I dropped my glasses so I can't see. Okay. Now, does everyone feel, do people feel like their anxiety is diminishing when they go through the tapping points?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if the point is to go down until the number is completely to a point of 0. So I'm just going to have us do it one more time. I feel like my anxiety diminished to a level 5. The place you might be feeling it changes. Right now you might be feeling it in my throat, which I am. So I'm going to just do this one more time with you all, and then we can move to the next thing, because I really want you to see how this truly, truly does work to diminish anxiety. And also know that if you don't remember all the tapping points, You can just do one. It's really the grounding statement that really helps. You can be at a family dinner under the table, just tapping your hands together and saying, you know, even though my family's making me crazy right now and I want to kill them, I still wholly and completely love and accept myself. Okay, it really does help separate you from the emotion that you're feeling. Okay, so let's just run through that one more time. That's how valuable I think this is. So even though I'm feeling anxious at a level 5 and I'm feeling it in my throat, I still wholly and completely love and accept myself. Anxious at a level 5, feeling it in my throat, feeling tension, feeling stressed. Anxious at a level 5, anxious at a level 5, feeling tension in my throat, feeling stressed. I ran through that very quickly, but it doesn't take a lot of time. Just now take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Great. Now, see if the number has diminished. And we keep doing that until the number gets lower and lower. It's a really wonderful technique. It's called tapping. It's the emotional freedom technique. Okay? Then the next one, well, we're moving pretty quickly, huh? The next one is, what time is it? Oh, I have. Okay. So the next one is the choose again method. Yes?
It's Jane. I couldn't get back in, but now I can. I don't know what the last tapping point is. I can't figure out, were you crossing your body or the bra?
Thanks for asking, Jane. You're just crossing your hands across and cross your body.
Well, I can't hear.
To your bra point. Like
so you're taking one hand.
One hand across, and you're doing it to your bra, like your bra line.
Oh, okay.
Okay? It doesn't matter which hands.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just muting you all, but if you have questions, feel free. I'm gonna look at the chat questions in a minute. Okay, actually, can I see them now?
The chat questions?
Okay. Okay, so here we go. The next one is one of my very, very favorites. It's called the Choose Again method, and I actually got this from Gabrielle Bernstein's book, The Super Attractor. I highly recommend that book. I tweaked it a little bit just to be a little more clear, but let's go through it. So the first one is when we are feeling overwhelmed, when we're feeling anxious, when we're feeling angry, any of those emotions, when we're feeling sad, I just want you to recognize, the first step is to just recognize that you're out of alignment. Recognize that you're not, and I love the word out of alignment because there's no judgment attached to that. It's not good and it's not bad. It just is. We're just out of alignment with how we want to be in the world. So recognize that you're out of alignment. That's the first step. The second step, which I can't tell you how many people jump right over, no matter how many times they've been taught this, is to forgive yourself. We are so quick to go from a negative emotion to try and get rid of it and go to a positive emotion that we don't leave room to just feel the feeling we're feeling. So whatever feeling you're having, no matter how ugly it is, anger, rage, hatred, jealousy, sadness, whatever you're feeling, anxiety, just forgive yourself. And what that looks like is just recognizing that you are a human being with a full range of human emotions, and every emotion deserves its own weight. Okay? Every emotion deserves its own weight. So forgiving yourself is just having that acknowledgement. I'm a human being and I'm having this feeling and it's okay. So the first step is recognizing you're out of alignment. The second step is forgiving yourself for feeling this way. And the third step, and I'm going to show you by sharing something on the screen right now. Do you see it? Oops, wait one sec. Pulling it up. Can you all see it? Daniel, you see it? Okay. So the third step is choosing again. Choosing another emotion that you can, a little bit higher on the scale, that's attainable for you, that you can replace with the original emotion. So what does that look like? You're feeling really hopeless. You're feeling powerless. It's always going to look this way. Powerless is number 22 on the scale. So ask yourself a couple of important questions. Is it always going to look this way? Am I overgeneralizing? When I'm angry with my spouse or my significant other, am I oversimplifying? Am I looking at only one point of who he is and not seeing the whole picture? I'm only focusing on one point. Can I zoom out and see other things about him that are good? You know, it's the all or nothing thinking. It's those moments where we're so focused on what we're seeing that we can't see anything else. It's taking a step and pulling back a little bit and asking, what's another way to feel? So even if we're feeling powerless, and we move to anger, that's still 4 steps up. Anger is 17. Because I do think it's very unrealistic, and often we're asked to go from a feeling of hopelessness to joy. You know, I don't think that that's fair. I don't think that's fair for any of us because it's not fair, it's not realistic. So, but if we can go from feeling fear all the way up to feeling even frustrated, that's number 10. Do you see how many steps you've jumped up on this scale? Think of this scale as a ladder. Even boredom, or it is what it is, you're still that much closer to a positive emotion of feeling optimistic or hopeful. So this scale is also in the book by Gabrielle Bernstein, but it's by Abraham Hicks. If any of you want it, I could send it to you after. But this is a really good way of actually seeing that there's a whole range of emotions, and the choose again is just picking one a little bit higher on the scale so you can move through your full range of emotions without any of them being good or bad. They just are what they are. Does that make sense to all of you? Great. Now let me see if I can get out of this. We did it. Okay. Okay, wonderful. Okay, wonderful. So I think that those are the 6 main steps, and in 1 minute I'm going to get you to the 7th step. And the 7th step is it's a modified meditation from the Theta Healing Technique. I'm not going to take you through the whole meditation. I'm just going to take you through a little bit of it so that you can feel grounded and protected around you. So I want everyone to just focus right now on relaxing and being in a comfortable position. Closing your eyes, just taking a deep breath in. And this time when you breathe in, I'd like you to imagine or visualize breathing in calm and peace of mind. And breathing out stress and anxiety. Every breath in, you're breathing in calm. And every breath out, you're breathing out stress. And this time when you breathe in, I'd like you to imagine or visualize that you're breathing in calm and peace of mind to your heart, filling up your heart with this beautiful light, filling the ridges of your heart all the way to the edges. Picture this beautiful light going through all the arteries and veins of your body. Now imagine or visualize this turning into a beautiful globe of light in your heart. And now take this beautiful globe of light and drop it into the earth below you. Picture this globe of light mixing with Mother Earth, coming up through the earth, going up your feet, up your legs and calves, up your fingers and arms. Imagine it going up your torso from your root chakra all the way up your torso, opening and aligning each of your chakras. Chakras are energy points in your body. Picture them spinning and opening like flowers, going all the way up your torso, back to your heart, opening your heart, filling your heart with love and light. Going back to your throat, opening your communication center. Going up your face, relaxing the muscles behind your eyes and your jaw. A lot of tension is in your eyes and your jaw. Just picture relaxing all of those points. Wonderful. Now visualize or imagine going up to your third eye chakra. That's the point between your 2 eyes. That's your intuitive center. Imagining opening up your intuition. And then pulling through your crown chakra so that this beautiful orb of light is now above you. This is a healing light Picture this light getting more and more expansive so that it completely encompasses you. This light surrounds you. You are now in this beautiful light. Visualize or imagine this beautiful light as a protective shield of energy around you. Nothing can harm you. This is a soothing, healing light, healing all the muscles, arteries, veins in your body. And just imagine or visualize it as a protective shield of light that's always with you, always protecting you. And stay in that beautiful place of the awareness of the protection that's around you. Take a few seconds, and as soon as you like, you can open your eyes. Great. And there's really one last thing I very much want to say, and that's so important. Those are the 7 points. I know I ran through them a little bit quickly, it feels. You don't have to use all of them. You could use any of them. And a wonderful, wonderful way to use them, which I can't say enough about, is how we start our day. We're so quick when we start our day, myself included, grab the phone, see what text I got, turn on the news, see what's going on, check our emails. We jump right into our day. And when that happens, what we're doing is letting the external environment, our boss, our family, the news, determine our day. So we are the effect of whatever we hear. And what I'm asking you all to do is to pause, that twilight place when your eyes are open but you're not really up yet, just to pause and take a moment before you check your phone, before you check your emails, before any of that, and ask yourself, you can use any one of these techniques, breathing, imagining. You can just even ask, show me what joy looks like. I want my day to be filled with joy. And then use every one of your senses to imagine what that would feel like. Maybe someone's brewing you a nice cup of coffee, or you hear beautiful music, or you smell a beautiful scent, or you visualize yourself somewhere else. Whatever it is for you, use all your senses, use one of these techniques, and then open your eyes and start your day and check the mail, check the phone, check the news. But give yourself that moment's pause so that you are the creator of your day. Okay, guys? I think that's it. I think I went pretty quickly, but I think that that's it. How much time have we been doing this?
31 minutes.
31 minutes, a half an hour. That's about right, because I wanted to leave time to ask questions. So I'm going to unmute you all. And if anyone wants to either ask a question or type in a question, let me know. I don't see any. Yeah, okay. Let me know if anyone has any questions right now. Anyone want to type in a question?
Great. Somebody wrote it. Who's that?
So one question I'm seeing is, when do I use these techniques? And just to reiterate that, guys, I know I gave you a lot of information, and we're in a place of feeling overwhelmed, and there's a difference between being inundated and informed. So please use all of this information to.
How about, hi, this is Jeanette. Thank you, that was wonderful. How about if you feel like you have shortness of breath and you can breathe with this anxiety, which one would you think should I target?
Okay, I'm just going to answer that question, but I'm going to mute you so everyone can hear the question, and I'll repeat it. Thank you, Jeanette, by the way. So the question was, what about when you're feeling out of whelmed or out of breath? Which technique would I use? And I would actually use the breathing technique at that point. Just anecdotally, I had a client yesterday who couldn't stop hiccuping. They were literally hiccuping for like 2 or 3 hours. And when they got to my session, and I immediately went to the breathing technique of the 4-7-8. It's regulating your breathing will really help with that. So that's it, the 4-7-8 technique. Breathing in through your nose for 4, holding for 7, and then breathing out for 8. Okay? Are there any other questions? I'm going to unmute you guys again.
Go back to the chat board because there's people asking questions on there.
I don't know how to do that. Hi.
Do you want me to read them to you?
Yeah.
Okay. When you're in the middle of an anxiety attack, which technique would you suggest?
So again, if I'm in the middle of an anxiety attack, I would use the breathing technique. or focusing on what's around you in the room, taking a point in the room and looking at things, 3 things around you that you can focus on. Even though you're having an anxiety attack, you're still fully here. You're still fully present. You're still standing in a room where you feel safe, right? Or that you have someone with you that you feel close to, or you still have your wits about you. You know, focusing on 3 things in that moment. Breathing, you know, you could do more than one of these things at a time. You can do the breath work while you're thinking about this. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my intellectual ability. I'm grateful for being able to ask these questions, and then focus on your breathing. Another really good one to do is pause, close your eyes, and picture someone you love in front of you, giving you wonderful affirmations about who you are, and hold on to that. What's another question?
Okay, this one is really good. Do you have advice for holding your breath? I find that particularly difficult. Easy to deeply breathe in and out, but feel like I tense up and tighten when I hold my breath.
Okay, that's a great question. It's about holding the breath. It's feeling like someone just asked, they feel tense when they're holding their breath, and that becomes very difficult for them. The 4, 7, 8 is a suggested amount, but if that's hard for you, start 2, 4, and breathe in for 2, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. You know, whatever amount of time you can hold your breath, you're going to build your breath, you're going to build your ability up the more you do that exercise. So even if you do that prophylactically, proactively, without feeling stressed, practice every day just breathing that way for a few seconds. That will also help you to get better at your breathing. And look, there's also a try your best. I'm a big proponent of the 4 agreements. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with that book, but one of the best tenets of it is try your best. Some days your best is going to look like you can run a marathon. Other days it's going to be getting out of bed. So start from wherever you are. Okay? So if you can't hold your breath for 8 seconds, hold your breath for as long as you can, and just recognize the strengths that you're doing a little bit better every day. Okay?
How long do you recommend tapping for daily?
How long do you recommend tapping for daily? Again, it's like anything we do. It's an exercise. You want to build up to it. So my most important point that I want to make a point of is that you never want to set yourself up for failure. So you always want to make a goal that's measurable and attainable for you. So if you tap for 10 seconds a day, and that's the beginning that you know you can do, that's amazing. Eventually you'll build up to like an exercise routine, any routine that you feel like you can hold on to. But the most important thing is not to become a liar to yourself, to do what you can do and be consistent in whatever way that looks for you. It could be 5 seconds, it could be 20 minutes. I don't really see it going longer than 20 minutes, but okay, if that works for you. Okay?
And a lot of people are asking if you could send the techniques together all in a document to them for reference. A couple of people have asked that.
Sure, I will figure out how to send all of the techniques as a document to everyone who wants it. I'll figure out a way to do that and make sure that everybody gets a copy of it. Absolutely. That would be my pleasure. Anything else? I'm just going to unmute you all. If there's anything else anyone wants to ask that hasn't been covered.
That's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Thank you, Mia.
I love you all. Really appreciate
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Mia.
Yay, Mia.
Bye, everybody.
My boyfriend says thank you.